Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture, we will do some practice questions based on definite integrals. In the last lecture, we had completed till question number 13. So in this lecture, we will start from question number 14 and we will discuss till question number 20. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So let's start with question number 14, which says that if gx is equal to integration from 0 to x fx dx, 0 to x 0 to x ft dt, where f is such that ft is from 1 by 2 to 1 for t is between 0 to 1 and ft is between 0 to 1 by 2 for t belongs to 1 to 2, then g2 satisfies the inequality. Then g2 satisfies which inequality? Right. So we have to figure out g2 satisfy which inequality. So see, here gx is given in terms of in terms of fx or ft, right? And ft is given for two different intervals, right? For two different intervals. So we will calculate gx as uh, when t belongs to 0 to 1. So we'll calculate gx as 0 to 1 ft dt, 0 to 1 ft dt plus 1 to 2 ft dt, right? 1 to 2 ft dt, right? So in this way we'll get the value of gx, and by putting gx is equal to t 2, we'll get the value of g2, and we'll check the interval in which g2 is lying. Clear? So in this way we will approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Given gx as 0 to x ft dt, right? Therefore g2 will be 0 to 2 ft dt, right? So g2 will be, see, the interval of t are given from 0 to first from like ft is varying from if t is between 0 to 1, then ft is lying between 1 by 2 to 1, and if t is varying between 1 to 2, then ft is between basically 0 to 1 by 2, right? Therefore gx is g2 is basically 0 to 1 ft dt plus 1 to 2 ft dt. Now we know that fx is between small m to capital M. Fx is between small m to capital M for all x belongs to a to b, right? Now we can write this inequality. You have to keep in mind. So if fx is between small m to capital M, then integration of a to b fx dx is between small m b minus a to capital M b minus a, right? Small m b minus a to capital M b minus a. Therefore Therefore, if ft is between 1 by 2 to 1 for t belongs to 0 to 1, and ft is between 0 to 1 by 2 for t belongs to 1 to 2, therefore integration of ft from 0 to 1 ft dt will belongs to 1 by 2 into 1 minus 0 and 1 into 1 minus 0, right? And integration of 1 to 2 ft dt is between 0 into 0 in between 0 into 2 minus 1 to 1 by 2 into 2 minus 1. Therefore, integration of 0 to 1 ft dt is uh, between c. After solving this, you will get 1 by 2 to 1, and integration of ft dt from 1 to 2 is between 0 to 1 by 2, right? Therefore, by adding these two, you will get integration of 0 to 1 ft dt plus integration of 1 to 2 ft dt is between 1 by 2 to 3 by 2, is between 1 by 2 to 3 by 2, right? And integration of ft dt from 0 to 1 plus integration of ft dt from 1 to 2 is basically g2, right? Therefore g2 lies between 1 by 2 to 3 by 2, right? G2 lies between 1 by 2 to 3 by 2. Option B is the right choice. Option B is the right choice. Got it? Let's move to the next question. Question number 15, which says that let n greater than equal to 1 and n belongs to z, then the real number a belongs to 0 to 1 that minimizes the integral 0 to 1 mod of x to the power n minus a to the power n dx. So we have to basically find the real number a, right? Real number a. Here n is greater than equal to 1 and n belongs to z, that is integer. That is n can be 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Clear? You can say n is a natural number, right? And we have to find the real number a that is belongs to 0 to 1 that minimizes this integral 0 to 1 mod of x to the power n minus a to the power n dx, right? So see, the hint of this question is when x is greater than a, when x is greater than a, right? When x is greater than a, then x to the power n mod of x to the power n minus a to the power n will be simply x to the power n minus a to the power n. And when x is less than a, mod of x to the power n minus a to the power n will be a to the power n minus x to the power n, right? By simply taking negative sign. And after that, when modulus sign will disappear, you can easily integrate in the interval 0 to 1, right? Clear? And you can see whether how can we minimize this function, right? Okay, so you have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. As FA is C, what will be FA? As FA is, suppose FA is integration of 0 to 1 x to the power n minus a to the power n dx, which is equal to integration of 0 to a to the power when x is between 0 to a, as we have discussed, when x is between 0 to a, then mod of x to the power n minus a to the power n will be integration of 0 to a to the power n minus x to the power n dx plus integration of a to 1 x to the power n minus x to the power n minus a to the power n dx, right? Therefore, after integrating, you will get a to the power n x minus x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1, 0 to 1, plus x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 minus a to the power n into x, a to 1, right? After putting the limits in these two integrals, you will get a to the power n plus 1 minus a to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus 1 upon n plus 1 minus a to the power n minus a to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus a to the power n plus 1. After solving, you will get 2a to the power n plus 1 minus 2a to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 minus a to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Therefore, it is equal to 2a to the power n plus 1 n upon n plus 1 minus a to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Therefore, therefore fa is this one. Therefore, f dash a will be, see, this is constant for f dash a. This will be constant. Clear? And this is constant to the power some variable. Variable to the power constant. Therefore, it will be n into a to the power n minus 1. And when you will differentiate this, you will get 2 times n into n plus 1 will be common. And n plus 1 into a to the power n. N plus 1 into a to the power n. When f dash a will be, after simplification, all the things, you will get f dash a is equal to n into 2a minus 1 into a to the power n minus 1. Thus, the only critical point in 0 to 1 is basically 1 by 2, right? Only critical point in 0 to 1 is 1 by 2. Clear? Now, since we have to minimize this function, we must check the sign of f double dash. Must check the sign of f double dash. F double dash a, or we will check the sign of f dash a, how it is changing. How it is changing at 1 by 2. That is, if f dash is changing from positive to negative, then it will be maxima, and if it is changing from negative to positive, then it will have minima, right? Right. Also, see, f dash a, when a is between 0 to 1, when a is between 0 to 1, then f dash a will be less than 0. That is less than 0, like that, not greater than 0. So like that, less than 0. And when a is between 1 by 2 to 1, then f dash a is greater than 0, right? And this point is basically 1 by 2. Clear? 1 by 2 to 0. That means at 1 by 2, f dash a is changing sign from negative to positive. That means fa is basically minimum. fa is minimum for a equal to 1 by 2, right? fa is minimum for a equal to 1 by 2. This thing you have to remember. or you have to keep in mind, right? Therefore, minimum value of fa will be at a equal to 1 by 2. I think option A is the right choice. Option A is the right choice. Got it? Let's move to the next question, question number 16, which says that the value of limit and tending to the value of limit and tending to infinity 10 pi by 2n, 10 2 pi by 2n, 10 3 pi by 2n till 10 n pi by 2n to the power 1 by n is. So see again, it is in the series form. It is in the series form. So we can take either log, right? We can take log and try to differentiate this. Not differentiate. We can take log and we can convert this into a summation form. We can convert this into a summation form, and after converting it into summation form, uh, we will take 1 by n out, 1 by n out, then assume 1 by n as dx, and in the summation form there will be terms r by n, right? And we can assume r by n as x, and we can convert the integral from limit. Limit will basically depend upon the upper and lower limit of this summation sign. Upper and lower limit of this summation sign, right? And the integration will be of the form dx and x, dx and x. And in this way, you can try to approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Let P is equal to limit and tending to infinity, product of r equal to 1 to n, 10 r pi by 2n, r pi by 2n to the power 1 by n. Therefore, by taking log, we will get ln P is equal to limit and tending to infinity, summation of r equal to 1 to n, 1 by n, ln 10 r pi by 2n, right? And we can convert it into like c 1 by n is dx and r by n is x, right? And limit of integration will be c, r is equal to 1 to n, right? So the limit will be from 0 to 1, right? So it is equal to integration of 0 to 1 ln 10 pi x by 2 dx, right? Ln 10 pi x by 2 dx. Therefore, ln p is equal to 2 by pi integration of 0 to pi by 2 ln 10x dx, right? And ln p is equal to 2 by pi integration of 0 to pi by 2 ln cot x dx, right? Ln cot x dx. Clear? How ln cot x dx, we have applied the formula of integration of 0 to pi by 2 fx dx as integration of 0 to pi by 2 f of pi minus 2 dx, right? Pi by 2 minus x dx, pi by 2 minus dx. Therefore, it is equal to ln cot x. Now, on addition of equation 1 and 2, by adding equation 1 and 2, we will get 2 ln p. 2 ln p is equal to 2 by pi integration of 0 to pi by 2 ln 10x plus ln cot x dx. So, which after integration we will get 2 by pi integration of 0 to pi by 2 ln c ln 10x plus ln cot x will be ln 10x into cot x. That means ln 1. 10x and cot x will be cancelled out. Therefore, it will be equal to 2 by pi 0 to pi by 2 ln 1 dx. And ln 1 is 0. Ln 1 is 0, right? Therefore, it is equal to 0. So, ln p is equal to 0. Therefore, p is equal to 1. Right, p is equal to 1. Option A is the right choice. Option A is the right choice. Got it? Let's move to the next question. Question number 17, which says, if fx is equal to x minus 1 upon x plus 1 and f square x is equal to fx and all equal to f to the power k plus 1x, and it is equal to f of f to the power kx, for k belongs to 1, 2, 3, like that for all natural number, and gx is equal to f to the power 1998x, then we have to basically find integration of 1 by e to 1 gx dx, 1 by e to 1 gx dx, right? How can we find this integral? So the hint of this question is, again, see, we are given fx, f square x till f to the power k n plus 1, k plus 1x, right? And gx is given as f to the power 1998x. So we will try to adjust the values. We will try to adjust the values to calculate gx. See, if we calculate f dash x, if we first we will try to calculate f dash x, right? And after that f double dash x, then f triple dash x, and we will try to see whether any relation between fx, f double dash x, f triple dash x, like that. Therefore, by using the same relation, we can easily find f1998x, right? And if we find f1998x, we will easily find gx, because it is equal. And after that, we can easily integrate gx from the limit 1 by e to e1. Got it? So in this way, you can try to approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. C. Here fx is equal to x minus 1 upon x plus 1. Therefore, f square x is equal to f square x is basically f of fx, right? Which is equal to f of x minus 1 upon x plus 1. And f square x is basically x minus 1 upon x plus 1 minus 1 upon x minus 1 upon x plus 1 upon minus 1 by x. C. F square x and f cube x, f199x is not basically n times differentiation. That is, f2x is not like twice differentiation of fx. It is basically f of fx, right? F square is basically f of fx, and f of 199x is basically f times, like 1998 times, right? Like that. In the explanation part, I had explained it is differentiation. Sometimes f2x fnx is also differentiation part, but here it is not the differentiation part. It is composite function, right? It is composite function. Therefore, f square x is basically minus 1 by x, right? Now, f4x is basically f square into f square x. So f square x is basically minus 1 by x, right? So f square minus 1 by x, which is basically, after solving, you will get f to the power 4x is equal to x. Therefore, gx is equal to f to the power 1998x, which is equal to f square f1996x. Therefore, gx is equal to f square f of 1996x. Therefore, gx is equal to f square x. Therefore, gx is equal to f square x. Gx is equal to f square x. Since f to the power 199x is equal to f to the power 199 f to the power 1996x is basically f to the power 4o f to the power 4o f to the power 4o x is equal to x, and it is 499 times, because see f to the power 4x is basically x. So all the things uh, which is multiple of 4, since 1996 is multiple of 4, right? So f of 1996x will be equal to x, right? Therefore, gx is basically f square x. Gx is basically x square x. So gx will be f square x, since we have calculated f square x is minus 1 by x, right? So therefore, gx is equal to minus 1 by x, right? Gx is equal to minus 1 by x. Got it? Okay. Therefore, integration of 1 by e to 1 by e to 1 gx dx is basically integration of 1 by e to 1 minus 1 by x dx. So after solving, you will get minus log ex, and limit is from 1 by e to a. So after integration, limit of 1 by e to 1 gx dx is equal to minus of log e1 minus log e 1 by e, which after solving, you will get answer as minus 1. Clear? Minus 1. Okay. So try to understand again. If you do not understand this, try to understand this again. These steps. Try to write in your notebook, and try to solve step by step. You will easily get it. And if you do not understood, then repeat the videos 1 or 2 times this question, then you will easily get it, right? So I think option C is the right choice. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, question number 18, which says that if fx is a function satisfying f dash x is equal to fx with f0 is equal to 1 and gx is a function that satisfies fx plus gx is equal to x squared, then the value of 0 to 1 fx into gx dx is. So see, again the hint of this question is gx is a function that satisfies, see, gx plus fx is basically x squared, right? And f dash x is basically fx. So what can we do? If we try to differentiate both sides, then f dash x plus g dash x will be equal to 2x. Clear? And f dash x is equal to fx. Therefore, fx plus g dash x is equal to x 2x. So like that you try to evaluate, try to like expand the functions in a simplified way, and you can put the value of fx and gx and integrate it from 0 to 1. You can easily get the answer. Okay, so you try to solve this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Given f dash x is equal to fx and f0 is equal to 1. So, if f dash x is equal to fx, which function you remember in which fx is equal to f dash x? So, let fx is equal to e to the power x, right? Therefore, also fx plus gx is equal to x square, right? Therefore, gx will be equal to x square into e to the power x, x square into e to the power x square minus e to the power x, right? Now, integration of 0 to 1 fx gx is basically 0 to 1 e to the power x into x square minus e to the power x, right? Clear? Now you can easily solve from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2. Therefore, integration of 0 to 1 x square e to the power x dx minus integration of 0 to 1 e to the power 2x dx. After adjusting, you will get by using integration by parts in this. By using integration of by parts in this section, you will get x square e to the power x minus integration of 2x e to the power x dx. Limit is from 0 to 1 minus integration of this will be 1 by 2 e to the power 2x. Limit is from 0 to 1. After solving, you will get x square e to the power x minus 2x e to the power x plus 2 e to the power x. Limit is from 0 to 1 minus 1 by 2 e square minus 1, which after solving you will get x square minus 2x plus 2 e to the power x 0 to 1 minus 1 by 2 e square plus 1 by 2, right? After putting the limits, you will get 1 minus 2 plus 2 e minus 0 minus 0 plus 2 e to the power 0 minus 1 by 2 e square plus 1 by 2, which after solving and simplifying, you will get e minus 2 minus e square by 2 plus 1 by 2, which is equal to e minus e square by 2 minus 3 by 2, right? So e minus e square by 2 minus 3 by 2 will be the right choice. Option C is the right. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 19, which says that, see, question number 19 is a statement type question, which says if n is greater than 1, then statement 1 says that integration of from 0 to infinity dx upon 1 plus x to the power n is equal to integration of 0 to 1 dx upon 1 minus x to the power n to the power 1 by n. So is this right or not? You have to discuss. And statement 2 says that integration of a to b fx dx is basically integration of a to b f of a plus b minus x dx, right? So statement 2 is looking correct because it is a property of definite integration, right? And you have to check whether statement 1 is right or not. Clear? So you try to integrate this. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. In LHS, you can put x to the power n as n square, right? X to the power n as n square. Therefore, n x to the power n minus 1 dx is equal to 2 tan theta x square theta d theta. So after integration 0 to infinity 1 dx upon x to the power n can be written as 2 by n integration of 0 to pi by 2, right? Because see, if x is 0, tan square theta is 0. And if x is infinity, tan theta is pi by 2, right? So after solving, you will get 2 by n 10 to the power 1 minus 2 plus 2 by n theta d theta, right? 1 minus 2 plus 2 by n theta d theta. Clear? what we have done, we have basically put x to the power n is 10 square theta, and dx as this one, dx as 2 tan theta sec square theta d theta upon n x to the power n minus 1 dx, right? So, and you can try to eliminate x to the power n, right? Therefore, after further simplification, you will get this. Therefore, 2 by n integration from 0 to pi by 2, 10 to the power 2 by n minus 1 theta d theta, 2 by n minus 1 theta d theta. Now, in RHS, put x to the power n is equal to sine square theta. In RHS, put x to the power n as sine square theta. Therefore, n x to the power n minus 1 dx, n x to the power n minus 1 dx is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta d theta. Therefore, integration from 0 to 1 dx upon 1 minus x to the power n to the power 1 by n is equal to 2 by n 0 to integration from 0 to pi by 2 1 by cos to the power 2 by n theta, and which after adjusting you will get sine to the power 2 by n minus 1 theta cos theta d theta, right? This is part of this one. So after adjusting you will get 2 by n integration of 0 to pi by 2 10 to the power 2 by n minus 1 theta, which is equal, right? Which is equal. So this one is equal to this one, coming out to be equal. Therefore, statement 1 is true and statement 2 is true. But you have not used anything this property. While this property is right in the view of definite integration, but we have not used this part in this solution. Therefore, statement 1 is right, statement 2 is right, but statement 2 is not correct explanation of statement 1, right? Therefore, I think option B is the right choice. B is the right choice. Got it? Let's move to the next question, question number 20, which says that again we have a statement type question. Consider sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x is a periodic function with pi. Then statement 1 says that integration from 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x dx lies in the interval of pi by 8 to pi by 2, right? And statement 2 says that sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x is periodic with period pi by 2, right? Period pi by 2. So statement 2 is looking correct, because period of this is basically 2 pi, and since this is composite, this is basically complementary function, so period will be pi by 2, right? Period will be pi by 2. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. See, sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x can be written as sine square x to the power 3 plus cos square x to the power 3, which is equal to sine square x plus cos square x whole cube minus 3 sine square x cos square x into sine square x plus cos square x. And we know that sine square x plus cos square x is basically 1. Therefore, it is basically 1 minus 3 by 4 sine square 2x, and whose period will be pi by 2. Clear? So the least and greatest value of sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x are basically 1 by 4 and 1. Why 1 by 4? Because see, maximum value of sine square x is 1 and minimum value is 0. Clear? Hence, the integration of 0 to pi by 6, 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x dx can be written as pi by 2 minus 0 into 1 by 4, 2 pi by 2 minus 0 into 1. Therefore, integration of 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x dx is basically between pi by 8 to pi by 2. Between pi by 8 to pi by 2. Got it? So statement 1 is also statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is correct. But statement 2 is not correct explanation of statement 1, because we have not used anywhere statement 2 while solving the statement 1, right? Therefore, I think option B is the right choice. Option B is the right choice. Got it? So in this way, we have discussed different types of questions based on definite integration. Hope you understood the concepts, how to apply the concepts in the questions. Okay. And hope you liked the lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.